Child of God, heaven has been whispering your name. You keep seeing 1111 on clocks, on receipts, on license plates. It's not random. It's not coincidence. It's not your imagination. This is a divine interruption. Every 1111 is a gentle knock from the invisible. A doorway. A moment. A message. Pay attention. We are speaking. You've asked for signs. You've begged for confirmation. You've cried, God, just show me you're near, and heaven answered again and again, but not in the ways you expected. Jeremiah 33:3 says, Call to me, and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know. What if the signs have already been sent? What if you're standing in the middle of an answered prayer, but looking for something more obvious? There is movement in the unseen. There is a holy pattern unfolding. There are whispers in the winds, in numbers, in moments that feel strange but familiar. 1111 isn't just a number. It's an alert, a nudge, a pause to remember you are being pursued by something sacred. Heaven is trying to get your attention. Will you listen now? Maybe you've been feeling distant, like heaven has gone silent, like you're reaching into the clouds, hoping for a voice, but only hearing your own echo. You've whispered prayers into the night. You've begged God for a sign, and yet the silence feels endless. It hurts more than most people understand, because you're not asking for riches or fame. You just want to know He's still with you. You stared at the ceiling, wondering if you're forgotten, if maybe you missed your moment, if perhaps you've done something wrong that disqualified you from divine direction. You've waited and waited and waited, but the answers haven't come the way you hope. And the longer the silence lingers, the more your heart begins to question everything. Why can't I hear from God? Why is nothing working? Why do others seem to receive signs so clearly, but I feel so lost? But child of God, the signs have come. The answers were sent, just not in the language you were expecting. Heaven doesn't always speak with thunder. Sometimes it speaks with numbers, with delays, with strangers who say just the right thing at the right time. Sometimes it whispers through closed doors or stirs your heart in moments you can't explain. The silence wasn't absence. It was invitation. The delay wasn't denial. It was preparation. And the signs you've been asking for, they didn't go unanswered. You just weren't taught how to see them. You haven't been abandoned. You've been awakened. It's time to stop seeing missed signs as failures. They were never meant to shame you. They were meant to train you. Heaven doesn't measure your worth by how fast you catch on. God isn't disappointed in your delay. Instead, He is patient and persistent, teaching your heart to recognize the language of the Spirit. Every time you overlooked a sign, grace was still guiding you. Every time you missed a message, mercy was still working. You are not behind. You are becoming aware. There's a holy rhythm to heaven's timing, a divine unfolding that doesn't always come in lightning and fire, but in whispers and slow unveilings. God is not in a rush to reveal everything at once. He is a gentle teacher, guiding you step by step. When you didn't understand, He stayed. When you got distracted, He waited. When you gave up looking, He never stopped sending. Because the purpose was never just the sign. The purpose was to align your heart with His movement. Romans 8:28 reminds us, and we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him. That includes the things you miss. That includes the moments you misunderstood. Even your spiritual confusion is being worked into something good. You didn't fail. You're being taught to see with new eyes. God hides treasures in plain sight, not to confuse you, but to draw you deeper. You're not lost. You're being invited. You're not disqualified. You're being trained. And now your vision is changing. You may not see it with your eyes, but there's movement all around you. Divine patterns are being threaded into the fabric of your days. What feels like delay is actually design. What looks like stillness is sacred activity beneath the surface. God is not idle. Heaven is not silent. The angels have been busy. There are moments you thought were random, but they were calculated. Encounters that felt casual, but they were assignments. Doors that didn't open because something greater was being built behind the scenes. The numbers you keep seeing, especially 1111, are not coincidences. They are breadcrumbs of glory. They are divine codes, placed gently in your path to stir your spirit awake. When it feels like nothing is happening, the truth is, everything is happening. Heaven moves most when the earth is quiet. God has been arranging, shifting, preparing. Angelic activity intensifies in seasons where clarity seems furthest. Not because you are being ignored, but because you are being escorted, carried, protected, repositioned. Each 1111 is like a breath from eternity, a sacred echo, a celestial whisper. Pause. Look again. There is more than what you see. You weren't just noticing a number. You were being invited into awareness, into alignment, into agreement with the unseen work of God. You've been walking through what looked like empty ground, but it was seeded with prophecy. Don't mistake delay for denial. Don't confuse silence for absence. Heaven is pulsing around you. The rhythm of God's movement is often hidden, but never absent. The signs are not slowing down, they're increasing. The question is not, is God speaking? The real question is, am I still listening? I have been near you at every turn. When you cried and thought no one saw, I was there. When you asked for a sign and then forgot, I didn't forget. I watched you in your weariness. I heard the questions you didn't dare say out loud. And I answered, just not in the ways you expected. I placed 1111 in front of your eyes, not to scare you, but to call you. Not to confuse you, but to awaken you. You've asked me to speak clearly. So I did. I sent signs in numbers, in conversations, in music, in the stillness of your spirit that suddenly felt different. I sent you people who said what you needed to hear. I delayed things that would have distracted you. I closed doors that would have derailed you. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible to me. You are divinely marked for this season. I have wrapped you in grace. I have shielded you from what you didn't see coming. I have gone before you, and I will come behind you. I am teaching you to hear not just with ears, but with your spirit. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you, and I say this to you now. Lift your eyes. Still your heart. You haven't missed me. I'm still speaking, and you are learning to listen. A shift is coming, and not just around you, but within you. Your eyes will begin to see what they once overlooked. Your spirit will grow sensitive to the slightest nudge from heaven. Where there was once confusion, there will now be clarity. Where there was silence, a river of revelation is about to flow. You will look back on the season and see the patterns that once felt hidden. You will recognize the fingerprints of God in every delay, every detour, every moment you thought was wasted. And you will know, heaven was never late. It was building something you weren't yet ready to carry. But now you are being aligned. You've been trained in the unseen, shaped by what you thought was silence. And the Lord says, this next season will be marked by sudden confirmations, repeated signs, divine alignments. You will hear, see, and discern with greater accuracy. You will know when to move, when to pause, and when to wait. There will be no more wandering in circles. This is your season of sharpened sight. The fog is lifting. The veil is thinning. And your spirit is becoming fluent in the language of God. You are entering a time of divine instruction, where heaven will whisper, and you will respond without delay. You will recognize what is from Him and what is not. And the confusion you once carried will give way to holy confidence. You won't miss what heaven is doing this time. Not now. Not anymore. You were never meant to stay confused. You were created with divine sensitivity. You have the capacity to hear, see, and discern heaven's movements, because that's how you were designed. The ache you feel when you miss a sign, that's not failure. That's your spirit remembering who you are. You are not spiritually behind. You are spiritually in training. God has been growing your awareness, not condemning your pace. Every delay you felt has been part of your becoming. You are not just a believer, you are a receiver. You are being reawakened to your birthright as one who knows the shepherd's voice. The moments where you felt like a spiritual outsider were actually invitations. Invitations to step deeper, to realize that you are not unworthy, you are chosen. You are sensitive, gifted, and marked for encounters with the divine. You are not overlooked. You are not too late. You are not too much. Heaven sees you as ready. You are a seer, a feeler, a divine receiver. And heaven is not just above you. It's moving through you. If something in your spirit awakened as you listen to these words, don't stay still. Mark this moment. Let heaven know, I heard you. You've spent enough time doubting your discernment, enough time second-guessing if the signs were real. This is your holy yes, the divine acknowledgement that your spirit is open now. Let your faith speak with action. Type 111 if your eyes are finally opening. Type 222 if you're done ignoring the whispers from heaven. Type 333 if you're ready to walk in divine clarity and trust heaven's timing. These numbers aren't just symbols. They're steps of agreement. They're declarations of a heart that's waking up. The same God who kept sending signs is now inviting your response. This is the moment where you say, I will no longer live unaware. Mark it. Seal it. Let your spirit say yes. God, I don't want to miss you anymore. Open my eyes to what you're doing. Open my ears to what you're saying. Let me be sensitive to your whispers, even in the smallest details. Teach me to trust the pauses, the patterns, the timings that don't make sense to me. Forgive me for thinking you were silent when you were actually speaking in new ways. I surrender my need to understand everything. I just want to be in rhythm with you. Let every 11 be a reminder that you are near. Let my spirit stay awake. Let my heart stay soft. From this moment forward, I choose to notice. I choose to respond. I choose to follow. Amen.